Hello and welcome to today's episode of Man, We're Too Old for This. With us today, we are sadly missing our robot, so we'll go ahead and start from my left.
The experience that some call Jason.
And the Todd Father.
And the token December waiter, Tarky. I'm waiting for December because all the new games are coming out, or being announced coming out then.
Oh, okay.
Right there for that Black Friday shopping, you know.
Yeah, okay.
Black Friday shopping's in November.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
You
literally
can pre-order them on
Oh, I
Cyber
got
Monday,
you.
though. Except a couple of them are jumping the gun. One of them that's jumping the gun is Halo, the Master Chief Collection for PC, finally.
How long has it been out for a console?
2 years? 2.5 years? It's been out for a while.
Sounds like something the Epic Store would do.
Well, the big thing is, with 6 coming out, Infinite coming out, it's coming out on PC. So they decided to, with it going on PC, they wanted the PC to be able to play all the other games.
Here, it's like marketing, but we're also selling something.
We're
How
selling
can you
you
game while also selling the old crap.
Yeah. We're selling you our advertisement.
It makes sense.
But, it's selling all of them at, like $7 a pop, which, that's garage sale prices.
This is what you'd expect to get them for off of something like Steam.
Yeah. But regardless, since that's coming out, it's hyping people up for it again. I work with a lot of people who are suddenly all about Halo, like as soon as it comes out, we're going to play it again. I'm like, I'm all for that, because I love Halo. It's one of the big first-person shooters that I really got into. Because I'm a young child, and there aren't many first-person shooters I get into other than like Unreal Tournament. That was it. But
I remember Wolfenstein 3D.
I mean, I played Doom, but I didn't get into it. It wasn't competitive. It didn't have people you could fight very often. I do not wish to throw shade at the Doom competitive community, because y'all have decades of history that I respect and enjoyed watching.
Yeah, but Halo didn't have a nuclear missile that you could ride on.
Yeah, that was Unreal
That
Tournament.
was the joy of Unreal. How you play this? I don't know. I'm just shooting missiles.
What do they call that? The Dominator or something?
Yeah, it was the Dominator.
Yeah. You just wait for that to spawn on the map, and you go, beep.
And hope you didn't get sniped by somebody while you were piloting.
Yep.
Oh, look. I'm right on that guy's face. Or get killed by your own blast. Because that happened a lot, too.
Yeah, that thing had a huge radius. But, back to Halo. With it coming out, I thought we'd, reminisce a little bit about Halo. Get a little nostalgic for a game that's roughly a decade.
Yeah.
No, Halo's older than that.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, Halo's older than mother.
Well, it ain't 2 decades yet. It didn't come out in 1999.
No. But it's probably more like 15.
Yeah.
At least.
It ain't 2 decades yet, though. So.
Came out in like, what, 2000? Something like that. It had to have been something like that.
Oh, we about to Google it on set?
Because I was,
Keep going.
because I was totally in my first house with the first Xbox
Yeah.
that I was trying to build my credit. And that was the whole reason why I bought an Xbox. And Halo was one of the first games I got. Because Jason and I, we never finished that one. Because we couldn't drive neither one of us could drive the Warthog worth a damn.
Yep.
So we got to the end where you had the part where, you were supposed to drive through it. We kind of sit there with, tried to like run.
Initial release date, November 15th, 2001.
Okay.
So, closer to 2 decades than
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
More what I was thinking.
I just didn't want to say 2 decades, because I knew it wasn't 2. And I didn't want to do math.
Like I didn't want to do math.
I've been up 24 hours. I don't do no math.
Alright, so what about Halo? Other than, I don't know how the first one ends.
Well, when did you first hear about Halo? Or, your first memory of Halo's existence?
About the same time that, because, the Xbox was brand new. So it was, it's the Xbox. Oh, and the big game for this is this first-person shooter called Halo. Yeah, it works for me.
Yeah, I can't remember. Halo was not a release. It wasn't a launch game, but the system had not been out very long when it came out.
Nah, because when I got the Xbox, it hadn't been out no time, and I got Dead or Alive 3 when I first bought the thing, and then by Christmas, we got Obi-Wan and Halo at the same time. Because, Halo was the only one that was honestly two-player.
Yeah.
Even though Obi-Wan had been two-player, it was the greatest Star Wars game since ever.
It would have made so much sense.
It really would have.
That was the day before they were clearly labeling things, though. So since Obi-Wan had a combat mode where you could fight one other guy, it's two Jedi.
Yeah, it had one or two player, but
Yeah, but it wasn't actually.
it was not two-player.
It was not co-op 2-player.
Right.
Mm.
You could not play through the game.
Alright.
You had to fight each other.
Well, what was your first, let's say, just first impression of Halo when you started playing it?
Oh, I thought, at that time, hell, I thought the Xbox period was just the greatest damn thing since ever.
Yeah,
So,
it was one of the best looking games.
Yeah, it looked great. And, because wasn't that the year that we did New Year? Was it Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve that we played the hell out of Halo?
Yeah, it was Christmas Eve. We did a few Christmas Eves in a year in
Yeah.
a row where we were. It was always whatever Halo game was at. Because it was a Christmas Eve that we got to the end of Halo. Finally got managed to drive that Warthog where you're supposed to be, and that's when they go, no, it's another 2 miles off.
Yep.
The tricky is we had lost the Warthog by that point in that hallway and had run to the point, so there was no way we were running that couple of miles.
Now, I guess the best part of the first one would be the flood.
It's definitely the most memorable.
Yeah. The flood had that level had a nice little creepy ass aliens
Kind of vibe to it.
to it. And two of us with shotguns up on top of a table. What the hell?
We went through the whole mission. Oh, this feels like aliens. I know what's about to happen. I don't know what's about to run out at us, but I know what's about to happen. And when you started having the thing show up on the radar,
Yep.
It was a little table or bench or something in the middle of the room that we got up on back to back.
Yep.
And we were just spraying down the floor as they came at us.
Yep.
Quick use object physics to our advantage.
Yep.
But it had a very Aliens 2, as you're watching all this red come into your radar, and it's like, oh shit, yeah, I know it's something. God knows what the hell it's gonna be. Let's get up on this thing, we go back to back. You got a shotgun? Yeah. Alright, get your shotgun.
Let's see, I think what other memorable. Let's see. I always enjoyed fighting the elites. Just because they were something a little bit more on par with you than the little grunts. Though I loved all the lines they gave the
The
grunts.
grunts were hilarious, though. Back when they let them speak English.
Yeah.
Shh, it's him, shut up.
Stephen's here. He's going to
you
kill us all.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
it.
Or you throw the little sticky grenade on. Ah, get it off me, get it off me, get it off me. I did enjoy the AI in that because they acted like somebody that had an explosive stuck to them in a place they couldn't reach. They would run to their friends and it'd kill them.
Every now and then you'd have one run at you, though.
Yeah.
It's like you'd have that bold one every now and then.
You also had suicide grunts. I'm not sure if they were in the first one, where they would just
I think they may have been.
they would just stare you
Yeah,
down.
that was two.
Pop-
They
pop
pop
grenades
two
over.
stickies and run at you.
Yeah, that was two. One, you're trying to do the thing where that was sweet.
I'll go ahead and tell y'all the sad story now. You owned Halo, right?
Yeah.
Which means guess who didn't own Halo?
I thought I had Halo, did I not?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I had one. You had two.
Okay. That's
Think
true.
that's-
We only played it.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, though,
Yeah.
I did pretty much only play that two player.
Meant
Yeah.
my only pickup on the Halo series was Halo 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I went through the entirety of Halo 2 playing like, I don't know what's going on here, but I'm really enjoying this shit.
Halo 2 was actually the better game.
I think it was probably the best one in the series as far
Mhm.
as just the fun. I mean, obviously the graphics have improved with each iteration, but
I like 2 because you could go woo.
yeah, that was something I really enjoyed that just never would bring
Yeah,
back.
they just wouldn't bring it back. Because hell, if you went woo with the needlers, oh, that was the pink cloud of death. That damn thing, that was so nasty. You just sit there and hold both triggers.
And I like the fact with that one, since you had the Master Chief and the Arbiter, if you did 2-player,
Yep. Yeah.
at least after a certain point, if you did
Yeah.
at least after a certain point, if you did 2-player, you had both of them running around the screen.
Yep.
Yeah, early on, it was the Arbiter and another of his race there.
Yeah.
And you got a sword.
Yeah, I mean,
Your brother was hell with that goddamn sword.
Yeah. I enjoyed. There was plenty of parts of Halo 2 that I enjoyed. The only one that really sticks out is super, super memorable, though. I mean, there's 1 or 2 levels that I can think of what the level looked like. Was that last scene where everything's falling apart and you're in the now much easier to drive Warthog.
Yeah.
And we are howling like the Duke boys when we make a jump.
And I'm worried.
And screaming like little girls when we fall off into the lava, which happened more than a few times.
Yeah.
That was also a Christmas Eve.
That was the one where I was afraid that my neighbors could hear us because we were in there just acting. We acted a damn fool with that one.
But that one we did actually beat.
Yeah. Yeah, we actually beat that.
The most fun I think I had with that one was the multiplayer. Because I was working, the store I was working at, there was a couple other guys, my age, that were into Halo, that we would finish working and be like, hey, you want to play today? Sure. And then I had a 45-minute drive, so they would have, gotten home, eating their breakfast by the time I got home, and then we'd all get on. And my favorite map, the midship map.
Yeah.
Which really, that entire group, all 3 of us, that was kind of our favorite map. And a lot of times we'd go through and we'd play it with nothing but shotgun. Shoddy fest, shoddy fest. I tore them up when we weren't doing shoddy fest. I tore them up with the swords so much in that level. That, I mean, the first thing they'd get on there and do is ban the swords on that map. Other maps, they could hang you. Because I had figured out the timing for the auto kill.
Yeah.
So, I would drop off. I would look down at them for just a second and then drop off at them and be able to hit it right before I landed them. Not that I dominated the game. I was just really rough with the sword.
2 was the one that we used to go to Mikey P's and play on Monday, too. Where John had his vaunted, just run around in a circle, run around in a circle, run around in a circle, and when you came up to him, drop a grenade at his feet and blow both of you up. Which didn't give him a point, but it equals out, so it's still 0.
it was something specifically just to annoy you.
Yeah, John, you wanted to shoot him from a distance. Because that's literal.
He wasn't there to win. He was just there.
Yeah, he was just there to keep you from winning. You just sit there, go around in a circle. He was fun on teams, too, because you could mess him up sometimes. Like, if he was on the opposing team, if he was about to shoot me and I saw it, I'd be like, no, fool, I'm on your side! And then would throw him off enough for me to stick him and run off. Don't shoot me, idiot, I'm on your side! What?
I also remember the story you had about the married couple, or not married, they were engaged at the time, couple that were playing over there. That were basically, when it was supposed to be every man for himself, they were
teaming up. Yeah, cheating bastard.
That sounds like someone who's jealous they didn't have someone to team up and conspire with.
No, cheating bastards.
It stopped working for him after a while, but the second you stuck one or shot one, you just spin around and start shooting behind you because the other one's coming behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the last Halo, I think, that you could actually do the 4-player split screen.
Hell, I ain't gonna lie, it was honestly the last Halo that I enjoyed. 2 I enjoyed. I've got 2 separate times of like when me and you beat it, I enjoyed the hell out of 2. And hell, that game was old as dirt by the time we start playing it over jumping at Mikey V's. Yeah, it was still a hell of a lot of fun. 3, I was like, really?
I know. I enjoyed 3. I enjoyed ODST, which was basically just more of 3. I can't say that I've got any really super memorable moments from those two, though. I just remember, just in general, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
See, I remember 3 because I remember seeing it before I ever saw an Xbox 360. Because of a person who I don't want you to make a bad face at the camera when I mention the name. Well, I'm not going to mention their name actually, because it was someone our brother was dating.
Oh, the same one I was talking about.
Yeah, the same one who was talking about
at Match Fees.
Yeah, the one
Oh,
that called
Beyonce.
cheap bastard.
But yes, we won't name names.
But she was such a big fan of the Halo series that she had bought 3 before owning a 360. Which was odd, but it was more of like a...
Nah, it fit.
Yeah.
Dead fit.
Well, it's only super odd if they, weren't planning on getting a 360.
Yeah, the plan to get a 360 was there, so... It's more of just securing a copy of something.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, just a little strange.
Yeah, it's a little odd, I give it.
But I was stuck there because my brother had gone over there, and my parents were like, "You can't go over there without your 13-year-old brother because he's not old enough to be by himself." I don't know. They'd leave me alone at 12, but at 13, he was a poor child. They were weird for a minute. Poor child. They got over when I was 14. I mean,
No, I'm not talking about your parents. I'm talking about where you had to go. Poor child.
All right.
I mean, I played a lot of the Halo 2 story right there.
Okay.
Because I was like, man, Halo 3, I'll get to play. Oh, she doesn't have a 360. Does she own this?
Why the hell do you have this?
Why am I taunted? I don't just play your Halo 2.
Let's see. After ODST was Reach, and I enjoyed Reach. Reach has had a decent enough story.
The only thing I liked about Reach was the end. You remember we were running around going, oh shit, you died. Are you coming back? And it was just me running around with a chain gun. Going, oh, that's last stand. Oh well. At least I'm going out with a chain gun. This is a really depressing way for this game to end.
But it fit the story.
Yeah, it fit the story, but it was still a damn depressing way for the game to end.
It did do, and I think unintentionally, one of the things that I disliked about the next game. In that one, that was the first one where you could not understand, like, the Covenant when they talked.
Yeah.
But it was a prequel, early in the war.
Yeah.
I could kind of swing it, even though time-wise, not much time had passed between it and
Halo 1.
Combat Evolved. Yeah, the first one. But that was what I tell myself while playing through it. Well, this is a prequel, okay.
And that was their excuse. Their excuse was, you won't be able to understand the grunts.
And then they do 3, or not 3,
4.
4, which I think was the first one, the new studio.
And you still couldn't understand the grunts.
Yeah. I think they fixed that in 5, though. I think they started being able to speak.
I know I played through 5, but it was so unmemorable.
Was that the one that had the button games? The ones that we were Patrick's and you played it? Was that?
Yeah, because me and you started playing it, and then
that
you
was
lost
crap.
complete interest.
Yeah, it was crap.
And
It was
we were over at
crap.
Patrick's, that's where I talked to him about it. And Patrick basically started the game up right about at the level me and you had gotten to, and then me and him played through the rest of the way. So I had played through the entire game.
Yeah, I said to hell with it.
And pretty much decided I'm probably done with the series.
Mhm.
I mean, I might buy one used or something, whatever, but that was the Guardian, the last one that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not touched it yet.
I don't know. Without Bungie, it's not really Halo to me. So I don't
Well, now I've been playing Destiny
Yeah.
and Borderlands, which Borderlands falls into some of those anyway, but they're just 3D shooters that I like better. So, Destiny's kind of like old Halo with superpowers. Sweet.
Hey, old Halo had superpowers. The Master Chief flipping vans, flipping cars over shit.
Because he burst into flame and throw flaming hammers at people.
Gave him enough gasoline and a hammer.
You
Didn't have hammers in the game.
stuck in the sticky
What?
bombs. to
Gravity
yourself.
hammers. They existed.
Forget about those.
You gotta light 'em on fire.
You don't throw those though.
But as far as memories go, you guys, 1, it was hot shit because it was the new shit, and you enjoyed
And
it.
it was really good, yeah.
And then 2 was your big going, this is the best shit ever. Then 3, you're like, alright, it may look better, but I ain't getting the same out of it as I played it. And then 4 and 5 are just more and more of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going on.
It peaked at
decline.
2.
Yep.
And then 3 didn't drop much. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed 3. It was not magic like 2 was.
The thing that I liked the least about any of them after 2 was the fact you couldn't go John Woo. I really, really enjoyed picking up 2 somethings and going John Woo on stuff. Or the Woo, as we were calling it back in. I got the Woo.
Yep.
See, my big mark was actually Reach. Reach I enjoyed immensely just because, like, mostly because at the time I was a young lad, didn't care to look up the story of Halo 1, so I just went, Halo Reach. Start playing, like, oh hey, I'm getting this story from kind of the start. And, you know, from the first engagement, and it moves forward. Like, I completely understand this. Man, they are in a contest of who can die in the most convoluted yet important way. Every fucking Spartan is just like, go on without me. We kind of need you. Go on without me. I will die for this cause.
Yeah. Well, the series as a whole has the same problem the Rambo movies have. Oh, we got this one lone last guy that just wipes out armies by himself. How did we lose when we had an army of those guys? No, because Rambo was a squad of folk.
Out of the Spartan 2,
Was a member of the squad.
out of Spartan 2, Master Chief was the top one.
Mhm.
He was literally the Spartan. Because the first mission they go on in, now we're getting into the books and stuff. The first mission they go on, the actual armors, yeah, they lose one guy like that.
Hmm.
And then when you get to the Spartan 3s, they're using scout armor. Or spy armor, I forget which they called it, which was a downgrade, but it was cheaper in mass production.
Mhm.
The Spartan 3s were where they had a whole bunch of them, and they just started dropping.
And then under all the Spartans, you had the ODST guys that still waded through armies by themselves in their games. Some of it is just, narrative storytelling versus an interactive game.
Yeah. Well, and 3 or 4 of the members from the ODS team became Spartans later.
Yeah, I knew some of them popped up.
In the
I
later
think Gillian's
games.
character.
Yeah. One big thing with Reach was like, oh yeah. And the thing is also, you see how many grand elites you run through in Halo Reach, where in Halo 3 you don't run into that many of them. You run into the elite, the big brutes, but there aren't that many grand elites running around in 2 and 3 in comparison to Reach. Because, yeah, they also had their basically alien Spartan. Yeah, they both drained the numbers of each other so heavily.
That makes sense. It's just a meat grinder.
We threw our super soldiers against their super soldiers. Who won? No.
The Reaper.
The Undertaker. Undertaker's making out like a fat rat.
Who was winning? The Flood, oddly.
Yeah, well, yeah.
There's so many dead bodies here.
But yeah, going into 4, I was kind of excited for the new alien race. Whatever I forget what they call them now. The progenitor types, that built the Halos.
It wasn't. Promethean is one of them. I forget what the other one was called.
But going in, I thought, when you first get introduced to that stuff, I thought, oh, okay, that's neat, storyline, this, that, and the other. And then it was just kind of flat. I don't know. I hate to just go, everything about this studio sucked. But
everything about that from that studio sucked. When it went from Bungie to that other stuff, it was like you could tell. You could literally tell.
Like I said, it had peaked with 2, and so it was already over the peak and kind of going down with Bungie. But at a slow enough pace, it's kind of like whatever. But
you get to it was just like hell with it. Okay, good enough.
Now, did either of you ever play any of the Halo Wars titles?
Nope.
Real-time strategies?
no,
Okay.
I have not been into real-time strategy since like Warcraft 2 or StarCraft. I mean, I've got StarCraft 2, but I've only ever kind of piddled on it.
Because it follows through multiple storylines. In 2, it has a continuation after 3 where you run into the Flood again. Because at the end of 3, they've more or less contained the capital ship that a lot of Flood was on that crashed. They have that contained, but they're just pretty much going, we ain't gonna blast that because that's big enough, spores will get out. But we ain't gonna crack that shield we've got over it either. Because if there's any flood in there, we ain't going in there.
Yeah.
And then, in the story, someone cracks it. There's flood in there.
Yeah. The Flood were neat in the first couple of games. It really felt like something they needed to wrap that story up and just move on. Because the Flood are not that interesting.
Oh. How much of the story do you know about what the flood is?
Well, like I said, I played up through 4. So whatever they've done after that, I'm unaware of.
Oh, okay. So the story is way, way back in the day. You had ancient humans, which were an advanced society, and the alien race before that I'm scratching on the name of. I think it was Promethean.
Promethean sounds right.
But you had the race older than that was kind of in charge of keeping everyone, stable and all the alien races kind of in place. Yeah, they announced the next race that was going to take over from them. Yeah, they announced humans. And then the Prometheans began a bloody war on them. And that race just basically went, alright. And they scienced themselves up. They poofed to dust and said, we'll come back when all this shit's over. Then the dust got contaminated. And then I think it was human scientists collected it and were like, what is this? And they looked into the chemical compounds and they're like, we really can't figure out what this is. But it has a mood-altering agent in it. So they started testing on animals, and the animals became more compliant, more complacent, and then started going rabid. When they dusted, they started getting contaminated. That was the beginning of flood spores.
Oh.
Was this ancient race that held something called the mantle of responsibility. And basically the whole thing with the flood now is they're just going, well, we're intelligent, we're kind of going to end you unless you're worthy of the mantle. If you're worthy of the mantle, you'll be able to stop us.
And the Prometheans did for a while.
Well, that was, in story, the Halo array has been fired once. And that slowed it down.
Oh.
Or they fired off a section of the Halo array to slow down the flood. But yeah, it sacked pretty much all the Prometheans around.
Hmm.
And, every other race. It knocked humans back down to the Stone Age. And,
Yeah.
it was
From a general sci-fi standpoint, it's an interesting way to deal with the Fermi paradox. Because the paradox of if there's there's so many planets out there and so many of them are Earth-like, how are we not picking up radio signals from other places yet? It's a very simplified version of it. And yes, if something nuked everybody back to the Stone Age, that would kind of explain.
Yeah. But it's a fun thing looking back in that story for Halo, because as soon as I started reading that, I was got super interested, because you've got all this horrible stuff that's happened. That there's only one living thing that kind of remembers it that isn't the Flood. And it's the dude you're fighting it for. Because he got captured by the Flood, and they're like, well, we don't want to lose the war, so we're going to send you back, but we're going to make you crazy first. And they, mentally tortured him for a while and tossed him back.
Yeah, because he had basically been like in the spin animation or something. I forget exactly.
They had put, the Prometheans as humans, when they finally started working together trying to survive for a little bit, put him in there and hoped. They had meant to put something else in with him to help him sort his brain out, and then never got around to it. Because bad things started happening again.
So he was just in there.
Yeah, he just got stuck in there. But the Flood Promethean and Flood Promethean human war has some neat stuff in it, backstory that you'll never,
They'll never go over in the game.
Yeah.
You gotta get the novel.
because you'd have to get way back there for it.
Which means now you can buy the novels. Yay!
Well, Halo started as a novel.
Yeah, Fall of Reach came out before the game did, actually.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
It was part of the hype building up to it.
So for some people, Halo was a book series first. It doesn't matter.
Spoken to the person that I've played all those games, I didn't give a rat's ass about
Yeah.
the story. I was just going there and shoot shit. Shoot shit, blow shit up. That was it.
But as far as the Master Chief Collection is concerned, neither of you two probably gonna get it.
Nah, I've played what I wanted to play, and
I'd be tempted to just for 2. just to go online.
Because there's going to be a huge population for a while to get on PC.
Yeah. No, that's a little too big.
Now, I admit, though, the Halo 2 and Halo Combat Evolved populations may not be gigantic, because they already exist. They're already there on PC. 1 and 2. But from 3 forward...
You'll get a boost in the least.
Oh, yes. But y'all don't plan on being like, hop on Steam and just get one game and go, alright, just gonna play this online now.
Yeah.
And we're still shooting shit in Borderlands.
So you two have, you had your fun, but you moved on from the series.
Yeah,
essentially.
Yeah, unless all of a sudden Bungie goes, yeah, we got this back, we're doing something that might tempt me to play it. But that's more for the nostalgia of the two of us sitting there just playing the shit. It's not, it's kind of been there, done that. Got the t-shirt.
But as far as, but fond memories, you'll
Oh yeah,
cherish them.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, it will have.
You enjoyed your time with Halo.
Yeah. It's got a spot in my heart.
But not a spot enough where you're like, oh, I'll buy it twice.
Like I said,
Which is-
just for the multiplayer, it's almost.
But I mean, it's fair, because like, I can reach back here and grab one of your Halo games off this. If I find it.
That's true.
I know you got one. There it is. There's Halo 3. Yeah, yeah. There. Oh, Halo 3 ODST.
You were close. You had the right number.
Even more niche.
But yeah, I've still got all my Halo games around here somewhere.
Yeah.
I could not necessarily just walk and put my hand on it, but I know I've got my original Xbox laying around here somewhere.
You don't.
Do I not?
Is that my house?
Is it yours?
It's in my apartment.
I knew it was still around somewhere in working order.
I think Marvel Ultimate Alliance is in it. That's neither here nor there. It's possible.
AKA the greatest superhero game.
Sorry. I'm sorry, did you want to talk about that?
No.
Okay.
Just,
That's for another time and another collection.
yeah, like they'll do that because that would make me happy. Sons of bitches.
That's true. When they announced 3, they announced it on a system you didn't have. So.
Yep. Hey, you can play it. You can play it on Switch. You.
It'll be alright.
No, it's not like there were tons of us, begging for third part to that damn game.
Look how cartoony it is. Wow, I think it looked better on the 360 than it does
Yeah,
on
it
the current
does.
system.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it does. Yeah, it truthfully does. I watched the playthrough of it. Once I watched the playthrough of it, I stopped being quite so. I really want this to just, whatever.
Alright. We're beginning to digress.
Yeah, we're still on video games, but we've definitely gotten off Halo.
But would you suggest for someone who has not played Halo before, of like, hey, try it out?
Sure, I don't know what rock they've been living under that they haven't been touched by Halo by now, but
They're PlayStation fanatics who also own a computer.
No, that's actually
They're 12.
that's actually very possible.
You 12, you old enough to be touched by Halo. Hey kid, come here, play this.
Show us
But yeah,
all-
Is that a brain with feet? Yes, just play it.
Yeah, but if somebody hadn't played them, I'd recommend it.
Yeah, hell yeah. If it's something that you have never played, it's worth playing. If you like first-person shooters, it's a good game.
But both of you would suggest getting 2 out of any of them.
Yeah,
Collection?
yeah. If I was,
Yeah,
if I was
if you can
gonna rebuy something,
if you can buy them individually, go for
two.
2.
Yeah, they can be bought individually.
Oh, neat.
Then I'd buy 2 and basically go to hell with the rest of it. It's only downhill from there. Either side you go on, it's downhill.
Buy the peak.
Yeah, buy the best one.
Alright.
2, fix the problems that you had in 1. The biggest one is, being able to actually drive a damn vehicle.
Yeah, it was really rough.
They gave you melee weapons. They gave you the ability to carry 2 guns. Yeah. 2 was them at their peak, and everything after that said hell with it.
Alright. I think that's all I had really was to wax nostalgic for a little bit. Talk about Halo because I wanted to talk about Halo.
Yeah, it was neat.
And if you get to play with a friend, sneak up behind them and stick a sticky bomb to the back of their head, and they actually have a halo, for the few seconds before it explodes. Yeah.
Please don't do that.
Do that. It's worth it. It is. It's totally cool looking for the few seconds before it explodes. You give somebody a Halo in Halo, and then they die, and you get a Halo. It all works.
It's like a
All
circle.
connected. Yeah, it's all connected.
Circles within circles.
All right. Let's go ahead and kick it out before we get too
Deeper
weird.
meaning.
This has been,
The experience some call Jason.
And the Todd Father.
and the token going to run backwards if I feel something hit the back of my head and Todd's behind me. Tarky.
Well, that, yeah, you trying to stop it from getting weird?
Talk to y'all later.
Fake.